Well, hello there. My name is Ian, and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. So it's yet again another day and another thrilling announcement for a new release coming in the fall. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen here. So King Crimson have announced the next installment in the Complete Recordings series, and as had been rumored, the next releases will be In the Wake of Poseidon and Lizard, respectively the second and third King Crimson records. So there's a variety of formats here. There's some bundles on the Burning Shed website, including vinyl, CD and Blu-ray, as well as a vinyl copy of just the new Elemental mixes from David Singleton. And I'll go through what all of this stuff means and what it's all about. But of course, what's got my eye are the CD/Blu-ray sets. And interestingly, previously when they had done these editions, they were very expensive and it was like a 4-disc set. But this time they're just doing it as a single disc and single Blu-ray disc. So 2 discs each, which I think I like that. I think I like that a lot, because actually what happens here is you can grab the bundle, which is showing here on the screen. You can grab this bundle for the same price as I paid for the red Complete Recordings edition. So let's see what's included. So on the CD, new 2025 mixes plus additional material produced and mixed as always by the reliable Steven Wilson. And there is an interesting note here. The Devil's Triangle is taken from additional material on CD1 of the Sailor's Tales box set. So I'm not sure what that means, but perhaps those of you who may own that set, the Sailor's Tales set, could tell me what that's all about. But of course, on the Blu-ray disc, we have the new Dolby Atmos editions of these albums. And we'll look at the Lizard Blu-ray in just a second, but right now we're focusing on In the Wake of Poseidon. But notice here it says the Devil's Triangle in the Atmos and 5.1 surround track listing includes a newly upmixed version by Steven Wilson. The stereo version uses the original mix taken from the 30th anniversary edition masters. And the reason for this is that the multi-track tapes are lost for the Devil's Triangle. So even on the older version, we were getting a Pentio software upmix. I'm guessing that Wilson is using his AI assisted tools to do it this time around. So it'll be very interesting to hear. Along with the Dolby Atmos mix on the Blu-ray, we get the 2025 Elemental mix. Now, the Elemental mixes are really fascinating because what David Singleton does is he goes back to the multi-track tapes and he actually mixes in a lot of unused stuff. So these Elemental mixes are often not as faithful to the original versions as the Steven Wilson mixes are. But what they do is they reveal a lot of tasty nuggets and hidden details or things that have been lost or weren't mixed into the record at the time. So they can often be very fascinating and very revealing if, only something maybe you'd want to hear once or twice. I don't know what the replay value is for these. Usually I go back to the Steven Wilson mixes, obviously. But we also get the original masters, the 30th anniversary masters, plus additional material, the Cat Food single version and Groon. And it says, produced and mixed by Robert Fripp and Peter Sinfield, except the Devil's Triangle again, which presents the version from the Sailor's Tales box set with the 3 parts consisting of an original running mix from the sessions and modern mixes of the 2 remaining parts from existing elements by David Singleton and Steven Wilson, respectively. So that's going to be really fascinating. Also on the Blu-ray disc, we get the complete recording sessions from In the Wake of Poseidon. So you can kind of see what's going on here. Different takes of Groon and Cat Food. And these have been mixed by Alex R. Mundy, except the March 24th, 1970 material, which has been mixed by David Singleton. Okay, on to Lizard. Disc 1, we have the 2025 mixes produced and mixed by Steven Wilson. as well as the 2025 Elemental mixes produced by David Singleton again. So on the Blu-ray, we of course have the 2025 Dolby Atmos as well as the 5.1 surround sound. And I did see that the 5.1 surround sound was included on the In the Wake of Poseidon Blu-ray as well. If you don't have Dolby Atmos, you will be able to enjoy this in a conventional 5.1 surround sound system. So in addition to this, we also get the stereo and instrumental mixes, including these 5 tracks, the 5 album tracks, plus an alternate take of Lady of the Dancing Water. And then, so that's all Steven Wilson's work. And then we get the 2025 Elemental mixes again, this time presented in high resolution stereo, 192 over 24. That's the same content as the CD, but just presented at higher resolution. And then we get the original masters, the 30th anniversary edition, of course, transferred in 96/24 stereo. And then also on the Lizard Blu-ray disc, we once again get the complete recording sessions. So this is absolutely falling in line with the conventions of the Lark's Tongues and Aspic sets and the Red set. Really cool stuff. If you're into this, personally, I don't return to the complete recording sessions that often. It's something I might just dip into once in a while just to hear what's going on. But like, I have the In the Court of the Crimson King one, I have the Lark's Tongues and Aspic one, and I just felt like these are such great deals for like the money, because I think these come out to like $27 a piece or something like that. And you get hours and hours and hours of content. Now, I haven't looked at the original 5.1 releases to tell you if there's any content that hasn't come over, because that's often a problem with these releases, is that oftentimes you are forced to keep your older versions because there's content that doesn't port over to the new reissues. So be sure to take a look at that before, deciding to sell your old copies. I'm definitely going to make sure there's nothing here that's missing, but I rather like this. I like the fact that we're getting a comprehensive overview of both of the eras. I like that they're not charging us an arm and a leg for them. We're basically getting 2 albums for the price of one. If you go by the pricing scheme of the previous editions. So, I'm pretty happy with this. Now, let me know in the comments below. Do you plan to pick this up? Are you going to get the vinyl editions? I know some people are into vinyl. I'm not really so much. I'm kind of a multi-channel nerd, so that's what I'm in it for. But you folks at home, you let me know if you plan to pick this up and if you're excited for it, as I am. Personally, these new releases are coming thick and fast, and I'm having trouble keeping track of all of them, let alone deciding whether I'm going to afford to buy them or not. So the best way to encourage me to pick this up and review it on the channel is by liking the video, but more importantly, subscribing to the channel, because that will let me know that there's enough interest in this title for it to be worthwhile for me to review. So that's all. Another short announcement video. I feel like I've become an announcement channel lately. I think this is my second this week. But I promise I have some reviews coming up in the very near future. So keep an eye out for that. All right. Once again, my name's Ian, and you'll hear from me real soon. All right. Bye-bye.